Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's just me today. I know. Your first thought was probably, where the hell's Justin at? Well, as most of you guys know, I do stream with Justin a lot. Ooh, look at that. Wow. Wow. I do stream with Justin a lot, but this is, a solo channel, and I haven't done a solo live stream in a minute. And also, Justin has not seen the Batman yet, so he couldn't really speak to it anyway. I had been having people ask me to do a review of the movie after I saw it. And I thought, well, what better way since I couldn't stream yesterday because I went to go see it? I was like, well, why don't I just do like a spoiler stream discussion type thing today? So that is what I'm doing, obviously, today. So I hope you guys are doing well on this Tuesday, wherever you're watching or listening from. What's up, Caleb? What's up, Christina? What's up, John? What's up, Norin? What's up, Three Sheets to the Wind? What's up, J-Dev? How's everybody doing? Catman, Sam, what's up, guys? There will be spoilers in this. I'm not going to start it off with spoilers, don't worry. So if you haven't seen the movie and you're weary about spoilers, you have nothing to worry about. I'm not going to spoil anything at the beginning. Before I get into spoilers, I will obviously let you all know, hey, we're doing some spoilers. Three Sheets, no, we are talking about the Batman. You may be joking because of Jeepers Creepers, but Christian and I will be interviewing Timo Vorensolo, the director of Jeepers Creepers Reborn, on the You Need a Horror podcast this weekend. That'll be cool. What's up, Rudy? How you doing, my friend? Again, happy belated birthday to Rudy. He celebrated a birthday last week, guys. Rudy is, I don't know how old Rudy is, but a lady never tells her age. So I'm not gonna, we'll just keep that secret. I'm not gonna talk about how old I am either. How you doing, Jason? Um, so my overall thoughts on the Batman, the rat with wings, which isn't the Batman. But the whole time I was thinking, this is going to be the Batman. It wasn't Batman. So I went into this movie, I think like a lot of people, very, very optimistic. The reviews were great. The word of mouth was great. The box office, obviously, people were showing that they had an interest in this movie. The trailers looked really cool. Now, if you're into the prototypical superhero movie, you probably watched those trailers and thought, I don't know. That doesn't really look like your Spider-Man No Way Home type movie. And you'd be right if that was the assumption you drew from the trailers. I was more interested because of that. And don't get me wrong, as you can see, I love me some Spider-Man and I loved No Way Home. However, I love what DC does at times with these standalone films or separate franchises almost, or trilogies, whatever you want to call it. Um, Joker was fantastic. I liked the look of this film. The dark kind of it just feels like a lot more personal, a lot more nihilistic, grittier. And I like it. I like it. So whereas I can go and I can enjoy a movie like Spider-Man No Way Home, which I did, and I'm actually going to rent it on digital tomorrow to show my wife for the first time because she hasn't seen it. Um, I can also go see a movie like this and really enjoy it. I absolutely loved Joker. Hey, take it easy, Catman. And so needless to say, I was very excited for it. My wife was too. She loves Robert Pattinson. We both do. Robert Pattinson, as he is appropriately being called now. And so I was very excited for it. And I was hoping maybe that, I hope this hype doesn't build it up to a point where I'm let down. I got to say, overall, guys, as much as I was looking forward to this movie, I freaking loved it. Yeah, I know, right? If you follow me on social media, you knew I was joshing. You knew right there, like, he's gonna. Yeah, I loved this movie. This movie is easily the best thing I've seen this year, and it may stay atop that list. I know. Well, we got Halloween ends and stuff. Yeah, I know. I know. I would feel I'm a little more. I don't. I'm kind of uh, scared for that movie as much as I'm looking forward to it as well. So I think that this has a good shot of topping Movies of 2022 by the time we get to the end of the year. But I loved this movie. I mean, first of all, the things you hear about how this is a detective mystery crime noir type thriller and less action movie are absolutely spot on. I mean, from the opening of the movie, you know what kind of world you're in. And I was all about it. I mean, I really, really was, because as much as I love the Nolan trilogy, and I do, I love the Nolan trilogy, I didn't want to see that redone. But I just feel like it was I don't know, it was definitely a more real world approach. And and so I was definitely into it from the very beginning, just the different aesthetic and everything like that. Now, you're really getting this movie's very sour in the sense that it is not uh comedic at all. I mean, I feel like there may be like 2 or 3 moments where they try to get like a very morbid laugh out of you. One of them did make me laugh, if you guys have seen it, Thumb Drive. Like, that did get a little a little chuckle out of me in the theater, I won't lie. But this is very serious. It is very serious. Like, I was surprised at how they weren't even attempting any comedy. Not disappointed, I was just surprised. I was like, "Wow, that is, that's crazy." I didn't read the Batman comics ever, but anybody that is a Batman fan, what's up, Savoy? Um, Val Kilmer's your favorite. Nice. I feel like this, from what I've heard, was truer to the inception of the Batman in those comics and whatnot. That obviously Bruce Wayne is technically orphaned because his parents are murdered, and you get this the detective side of him, the vengeance side of him. I never really felt that way with Nolan's movies, and that was okay. He was more of just a protector of Gotham, and I love those movies. So, but in this one, it feels more personal, and I feel like that was true to um, that was true to the source material. You know, that was Batman, and I feel like they nailed that. Um, Now, having said that, I think that people that might be going looking for your typical big budget action movie, you're not really going to be satisfied. There's a car chase scene that I think is absolutely incredible. I was on um I was on the edge of my seat. I mean, the car chase scene was absolutely incredible. And then on top of that, the ending sequence of I mean, I'll get into spoilers here in a bit, but the final fight, I guess I should say, was it was gorgeous. It was pulse pounding. It was everything I could have wanted and more. It was absolutely fantastic. So there are a few scenes like that, but some of the action in this movie is just like the attempts at no comedy, which is intentional. It's so dark. Like, from the very, like, first 15 minutes of the movie, Batman is kicking the shit out of a bunch of these wannabe Joker looking guys. And the sound design is just like, I mean, it's crazy. It's just like boom, 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 with every fist he's throwing. And you feel the anger and the power behind this. And you're like, oh my God. Like, it's not flashy action. It's at all. It is very dark in that, and I loved it. I loved that. Real quick, my good friend Bill, podcast cinephile, thank you so much. You made it. Yes, I'm excited for this. Come on, be honest. Best movie ever. Well, we're gonna get there. We are gonna get there. I promise you, we're gonna get there. To anybody in the chat, guys, don't worry. If you're putting stuff in the chat and I don't call it out right away, I will get back to it. I don't want to drag this out too long. I was thinking about an hour tonight. We'll see how it goes, but regardless. Um, Catwoman. I loved Catwoman in this movie, and I've never been a fan of that character. And obviously, I'm not really into the lore as much as some may be, so I don't even really know a lot about her. I didn't care for Anne Hathaway's portrayal in The Dark Knight Rises. She wasn't bad. She was just unnecessary, I think. I didn't care for, Michelle Pfeiffer. I know everybody thinks of Halle Berry, and that's not to say they were bad. It's just like, it was never a character that really resonated with me where I was like, oh my God, I need more Catwoman. Whereas in this movie, I thought Zoe Kravitz did really well. I mean, really well. And I think that her inclusion in the story, um, it was just it felt organic, it felt natural. Um, but, I just feel like it was it was natural, it felt nice, I really, really liked it. She was great. Um, the cast all around is absolutely brilliant. I mean, you get you get John Turturro as Falcone, and I loved his performance in this movie. He really, really was great. Especially with his laid back sensibility that he portrays, and he's just kind of like on top of the world, like nothing really matters to him. He can't be bothered with certain. I loved that. Um, Obviously, Colin Farrell as the Penguin was fantastic casting and even better prosthetics. Jesus, I mean that, that was awesome. um, let's see, who else do we have in this movie? Paul Dano. Oh my god, Paul Dano. Wow, what a performance. We're gonna get to him when I start talking about some spoilers. He was incredible. Sorry, tickle in the throat. Hey, what's up, Skills? Thank you, thank you. I loved it too. I don't know yet, Caleb. I'm thinking it's going to be Hush or the Court of Owls, something to do with that, but we'll get there as well. I just think that um, the casting all around was great. Robert Pattinson. Let's just call it out like it is. No matter who you are and what you like, what you don't like. I know there was a lot of people that were very weary about Robert Pattinson as Batman, as Bruce Wayne. I don't know if he can pull this off. Little Twilight guy. He was fantastic. He was fantastic. One of the best things they did with this movie was um they made Batman scary. I mean, in the sense of you really felt the fear that he puts into the the mobsters, the villains of Gotham. I mean, he really puts the fear of God in them, but it's not the fear of God, it's the fear of the bat. Um and you really believe it. I mean, you really do believe it. He was just what again, we're talking about the sound design here. The footsteps. Oh my God. Every time he is approaching someone and you're just hearing these boots and it's just like in the theater, it was like Godzilla or some shit. I was like, this is fantastic. And he'd just come out of the rain or come out of the darkness. And I loved the monologue at the beginning. I've heard a lot of people bitching about the monologue. Oh, it's so cheesy. It's so corny. Um, yeah, he's talking about how he has made people fear him. He is vengeance. He has instilled fear in Gotham to, amongst the people that need to be fearful. And it works. And that monologue is great with the visuals they're giving you. They're showing you, yes, the criminals of this city, as soon as they see that signal, it's not just a call, it's a warning. I mean, you believe it. You believe that it is also a warning. So I really dug that. Let's see. Yes, I have seen Prisoners, and he was fantastic in Prisoners as well. I love Prisoners, a fantastic movie. Would probably make like a top 50 movies of all time list for me. He was fantastic. Um, I hope so too, Rudy. Um, yes, and you're absolutely right, Skills. That was another thing. I tried to put that as a video clip right at the start of this, right before I came on and started speaking, and I had it, but it wasn't an MP4 form, and I was like, I don't have time to do this. It's 5:58, so I was like, I'll just go live. But I had the video clip of him beating the shit out of that guy and then just going, vengeance. And I was just going to play that and didn't convert it to the right form. Whatever, regardless. But I really, really liked. I really, really liked all of that. The casting is fantastic. The sound design, the cinematography, it's just a home run. Technically speaking, this movie is a home run. It's absolutely incredible. Those are my overall thoughts because I just want to get right into spoilers with you guys because it sounds like everybody in here has seen the movie, or if you haven't seen it, you don't care about the spoilers. So the first thing I want to talk about, Paul Dano. Okay, and all of you guys listening and watching, I want to know what you guys think because I had heard this after the test screenings, and I had heard this from some sources, I guess, inside that had seen it or heard about the test screenings. A lot of people were comparing this take of the Riddler to Jigsaw. Yes. Yeah. Yes. I turn to my wife at the scene where we've got oh God, who is it? The commissioner with the tubes and everything. He's got the rats in them, and they're gonna eat his face. And I'm like, what? This is PG-13, right? And I'll say that. This is a hard PG-13. This is a hard PG-13. This is not your typical PG-13. They said, goddamn son of a bitch, every other word. There's an F-bomb in there. There's some brutality in here and some blood. Some of the times in PG-13 movies, they'll give you these brutal fights and stuff, but they won't give you any blood. There's a little bit of blood in here. They definitely push the envelope here. This is a hard PG-13. But I just was like, oh, this is this is Jigsaw, man. And a lot of people are comparing him to Heath Ledger's Joker in the sense that oh my God, he's just he's trying to ham it up like Heath Ledger did. I don't think that that's a Heath Ledger thing so much as that's like every villain in Gotham. Heath Ledger did a great job putting it on screen, but I feel like that's the villains of Gotham. They're just like Batman in a lot of ways. You know, people don't draw those parallels sometimes. They're just like him in a lot of ways. But oh my God, he was great. I loved his monologue scenes where he's filming himself or whatever, and he's talking about the corruption of Gotham and the truth being revealed, and no more lies and all that. And his inflection, where he could just go from like, for example, the scene in Arkham where he's just like, Bruce Wayne. And I'm just like, oh, yes. He has that meltdown where he's just like, no. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to get like spot on impersonations, but I'm just trying to let you guys know, like, these are the moments that really stand out to you when you're thinking about the performance. I mean, wow. He was absolutely brilliant. I genuinely think this might be my second favorite on-screen Batman villain portrayal ever. And I mean that in the sense of a film with Batman. Wow. I mean, he is just wow. I don't know. What else can you say? He's just absolutely fantastic. And he is so intelligent, but he's also so narcissistic that he thinks that he is doing the right thing for the city of Gotham, exposing the truth. And he also thinks he's so deluded to think that Batman's working with him, and that like somehow they're going to watch this together from Arkham and they're going to celebrate in the destruction and the madness and everything. And he's so upset when he finds out Batman's like, no, we ain't working together, bro. And that scene really threw me for a loop because you think he's saying Bruce Wayne over and over again because it's like, oh God, he knows it's me. And oh my freaking God, you want to talk about Robert Pattinson's acting? I'll tell you, this scene right here, if you weren't sold on him as Batman, this did it. Absolutely did it. He looks distraught and damaged and just broken. And he keeps saying Bruce Wayne over and over again. And you're like, he looks at the cameras and he's like, I'm figured out, like I'm screwed. And then the Riddler says, he's the only one we didn't get. And as soon as he says that, Robert Pattinson looks up like really quick at him, like, oh shit, he doesn't know it's me. You talk about acting with your eyes. That was awesome. Loved that. He really, really did a fantastic job. But yeah, so Dano was incredible. I loved Paul Dano. Let's talk about Pattinson. I see a lot of people in the chat talking about this. I've heard this in other reviews as well, and I kind of want to dive into this a little bit. The Bruce Wayne versus Batman argument and discussion. I loved him as Batman. I didn't care for him as Bruce Wayne, is what I'm hearing a lot. You know what I thought? I thought he was a great Bruce Wayne as well. I just thought it was a different Bruce Wayne than any of us have seen up to this point. And what do I mean? What do I mean by that? Well, he's not the focal point, obviously, because this character, Batman, genuinely believes that his purpose to society is to be Batman. He feels as if Bruce Wayne offers nothing to the people of Gotham. So his, I guess you could say, philanthropy is his form of philanthropy for the city is Batman. It's not Bruce Wayne. And so he's in that sense, he doesn't want to be Bruce Wayne. He doesn't want to balance both. He just wants to be Batman. But the Bruce Wayne that you do get, while also very small, and that is intentional, he's kind of a dick. And it makes sense because of everything he's been through, and the point where you find him right now in his life. He is a loner, man. He no friends, he's got no one. And he's just so angry all the time. And he was just I love it. I love the scene where you do get to finally see a little emotion from him when after he has that deep revelatory talk with Alfred in the hospital and then reaches out his hand and basically realizes like this is all I've got. And I loved that. I really, really did love that. You got to see just a little glimpse into the deeper side of Bruce Wayne. And I really did like that. Um, but he's just, I really thought he was brilliant. I really, really did. I thought that they didn't give us enough Bruce Wayne on purpose because they wanted the focus to be on him thinking that Batman was who he was. For right or wrong, that's what they did, and I think it works for the movie. But I thought that I'm just going to say it, I think he's the best portrayal of Batman on screen. I really, really do. I think that whether it's how he walks, how he doesn't, as much as I love Christian Bale, but at times it's like, dude, you are hamming it up. Like, come on. Like sometimes when you're watching the Dark Knight trilogy, there are times where you're just like, okay, Bale, you are definitely overacting here. And I didn't feel that way with Pattinson at all. I really did not feel that way about Pattinson at all. And I feel like in the subsequent sequels, we're going to get more of Bruce Wayne. And I feel like that is the right way to go. I think that getting more of Bruce Wayne later is better because we don't want to follow the same formula of, hey, let's get to know Bruce Wayne for an hour and a half before he really puts on the cowl and the cape and becomes Batman. No, the audience knows at this point the character of Batman. We don't need to rehash the origin story over and over and over again. He will start to rediscover Bruce Wayne along his journey. And that was evidenced by how this movie ends. And we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, I agree, Rudy. His voice really did get annoying by the third movie. But I just think that I haven't tried him, Savoy. I have not tried him. But yeah, I do think that Pattinson is the best Batman. And I'm very, very excited to see what he does with the character moving forward. I already talked about Zoe Kravitz. I really liked her in this movie. I thought her and Pattinson had great chemistry. Colin Farrell was great. Now let's talk about how do we put this? Let's talk about the sneaky little reveal that we get in Arkham. You guys ready for this? I know you know what I'm talking about. The Riddler's friend, unnamed Arkham prisoner, played by Barry Keoghan, I believe is how you pronounce his name, who's supposed to be the Joker. And what's up, Richie? And a lot of people said, "Oh man, yeah, this is where they're going for the sequel. It's the Joker." And Matt Reeves came out and said, "No, it's not at all. Actually, that was supposed to more to be a nod to the fans, in the sense of like, here's this character that you all know and love. We're gonna kind of not really show him that well. It's more in silhouette, more in darkness, but you do get to see some of the prosthetics in the hair, and I really, really like." That I really did. I did like the look. But and Christina, I'm still right there for you. I don't know yet. I don't know where I'm going with Dark Knight or the Batman yet. I'll have to watch it a couple more times. But yeah, Matt Reeves said basically he's already been caught by Batman. He's in Arkham because he was caught already. So somewhere in year one, Batman came across the Joker or who would become the Joker and got him locked up. So it's more or less just a nod to the fans. I really don't think they're going to rehash that character. I mean, I really don't. I don't think they're going to do that. And nor should they. They really, really shouldn't. There's just no need to touch it. I think that in the sequel, you're going to get somebody like, I really think it's going to be Hush or the Court of Owls or something like that. I really, really do. I don't think it's going to be someone that we've seen a lot of before. And I'm all for that. Because in this darker, grittier, grimier universe, give me those types of villains. I mean, they nailed the Riddler, who was just this goofy, over the top character in previous iterations, and they made him a jigsaw type serial killer. And it worked. You're like, okay, all right, what you got next for me? You guys could probably pull off Mr. Freeze and make him believable. All right, I'm listening. So I really don't think they're going to pigeonhole themselves into that. I really don't. I think they're gonna. It was just to be like, hey, fans, yes, we know the Joker exists. Look at that. Yes, kill count. Yes, yeah, I remember you. How you doing? um, so I love the Dark Knight Rises, J-Dev. I really do. I think it gets a lot of hate. Clayface is another one. Caleb, absolutely. Um, so anyway, I think the scene worked for what they were going for. I really, really did. So I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I really, really did like that scene, and I thought it worked well. I don't think it was too on the nose. I really, really don't. But yeah, Jaden, you're absolutely right. There's so many villains in this universe. Why? Why stick to one? I mean, yeah, it's just, let's do the Joker again and again and again. No, I mean, they're not going to do that anyway, I think, because Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is getting a sequel, which is supposedly rumored to start filming next year. They're not going to blur the lines there. I really don't think they will. So we don't have to worry about that. Um, let's see. That's a good point, Bill. That's another question I was going to bring up: the inclusion of Robin eventually. We'll see if they ever go that route. I don't think they need to. I wouldn't be opposed if they did it. I just don't know if I need a guy running around in a unitard, colorful unitard. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how they do it. I mean, they did the Riddler. They did the Riddler right. So we'll see. Let's talk about the music. I absolutely loved the score. Michael Giacchino. I genuinely thought that No Way Home was going to be my favorite score from Giacchino. And then, 3 months later, this movie comes out, and I go, oh, shit. This is Giacchino's best score. This score is awesome. I really like the inclusion of Ave Maria. I really do, because that was... It's very symbolic in the sense of it can be used for death. It can be used for weddings. It's celebratory and used in mourning. And I just think it's so beautiful. And, some people are having an issue with Paul Dano's Riddler singing it in Arkham. I didn't have an issue with that. I thought it was kind of creepy. So I liked it. Also, yeah, he definitely had a thing for Batman too. Definitely had a thing for him. And I don't know if anybody else picked up on that, but you were definitely getting those vibes that he was crushing on the Batman. So, yeah, Paul Dano again, knocked it out of the park. So yeah, I loved the music. The cinematography, oh my God. The cinematography is just absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's just brilliant. You feel like you're in the world of Gotham. It feels so desolate and dark and just grimy, like crime ridden. And I freaking loved it. I thought the cinematography was beautiful. T. Parker, how do I feel about Alfred? I just feel he was underutilized. I thought Andy Serkis did fine. I don't think anyone will ever touch Michael Caine, honestly, for me at least. But I think he did fine. I really, really do. I just wish that there were more depth there, and maybe we'll get that in the sequel. Same thing with, like I said, talking about more exploration into the character of just Bruce Wayne rather than the Batman. So, yeah. I thought he was fine. I had no issues with that. I again, to get into spoilers, the entire subplot of Falcone being her father, I could have done without it. It didn't turn me off to the movie, but I wasn't like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like, no, I was just like, okay, whatever. However, him being the rat, I thought was awesome. I really, really did, because I thought it was the Penguin. I really did think it was the Penguin. And then when you really believe, like, oh wow, it's not the Penguin. At least I immediately went to, is it Batman? Like, is it, a rat with wings? And they keep putting that in your face. Like, did you ever think about a bat? And I'm like, huh. this isn't Batman. No. So the fact that it was Falcone, I really, really liked. I really liked that. I did. And I loved how on the nose the Riddler was with bring him into the light and he shoots him in the head. Well, it wasn't the head. PG-13, so they couldn't do that. But he shot him, killed him. Or maybe it was the back of the head. I don't know. Definitely wasn't from the front. No, it wasn't the head. It was like the chest or something. But I liked that. And then the whole scene of him, he wanted to get caught. But I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm doing well. Yes, rest in peace, Scott Hall. Absolutely. So let's talk about the Riddler's final, I guess you could say, well, you know what? Hold on. Before we get to that, there's a few more things I want to touch on. The Batmobile. Okay. How are we feeling about that? Because I loved it. I grinned from ear to ear when the Penguin came out and he just turns the headlights on and starts revving it up. I'm like, oh, yes. Yes. That was awesome. And that car chase scene might be the best scene in the movie. I mean, and for me, it was just, I absolutely loved that scene. And I really loved Farrell's acting in that scene too. He was really, really selling it. That was a great scene. But I don't know if a lot of people notice this. It's really cool because you talk about Batman has one rule. It's not to kill. And obviously that's, prevalent throughout this movie too. He says it many times. How many innocent people died on those roadways during that car chase because of carelessness, because of being driven by vengeance? That's a theme that plays throughout this movie, is that he was driven by vengeance, and vengeance sometimes made him careless and maybe inadvertently made him break his one rule, even if he didn't know at the time. So that was a very cool motif that they played on. It's like similar to the mob mentality type thing. But yes, Caleb, my favorite Batmobile is this one. I really think this is my favorite Batmobile. The twins, I liked them. They kind of they thought they were tough guys. They weren't, but yeah, they were fine. I liked them. But yeah, the Batmobile is great. I'm sure we'll get more, Dylan. I'm sure we'll get more in the sequels because a lot of people are really receiving the Batmobile well. So, that was a great sequence. The opening with the pretty brutal, for a PG-13 at least, murder of the mayor. That was quite a way to get you right into this movie. For him to come through the skylight and the mayor is just, something's going to happen because you saw somebody watching from, the building over. But for him to be pacing back and forth in his family room or whatever, and you just see the Riddler illuminated by like lightning and stuff, I was like, oh shit, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, that was a great way to introduce you to the Riddler, to make you go, okay, this guy's kind of freaky. Probably not to be messed with. Liked it a lot. Really, really liked it. I think one of my favorite Dano moments in this movie was when Golson, the DA, had the bomb around his neck and he's giving him the 3 riddles. And by the way, the first one, I don't know about you guys, that was so easy. That was so easy. Like, duh, it's justice. I said, I turned to my wife, I'm like, justice. And then like a second later, Batman's like, justice. It's justice. So yeah, but I loved his acting in that scene. He's getting so excited at the prospects of finding on live TV, finding out who the rat is, like expose the rat for everyone. Like, he feels so proud of himself, but it's crazy. It really makes you think of the Court of Owls. This is going to go a lot deeper than I think people are going to truly expect. This story is setting up to go so deep because this DA was not willing to give up the rat's name at all. He said and there's multiple points. The Penguin says it at one point in the movie too. This is so much bigger. This is so much deeper than any of you know. It's not just Falcone and the Penguin. There is more. There's so much more. And I can't wait to get into that. because Gotham is just rife with shitty people. So yeah, but the finale, the big showdown. Obviously, in most Batman movies, I think they're not most, but there are quite a few Batman movies where they get the villain, they get the big bad, and there's one final. Hey, I actually had one more, thing set in motion. So I knew that was coming, but I had no idea what it was. Yes, Christina, hit the like button. Absolutely. Hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Um, I didn't know what was going to happen. So when he pulls up the carpet, I immediately, and I see the blinking lights, I go, okay, bombs. I just thought it was going to be blowing up buildings or whatever, mass casualties, yada, yada. Then he goes on to explain that these car bombs are going to blow up the dam that keeps Gotham Island insulated from being flooded by water. So the city floods. And not only is the city going to flood, but everyone's going to be driven to be at Gotham Square Garden, where the town, the city would go for would go for a natural disaster or whatever, and then they're going to be picked off one by one by the freaking like cult of the Riddler, and it's just like, what? And you're seeing this realization happen by Batman. As the monologue is going, he's watching the video or whatever about what's going to happen as it's already being set in motion. And you're immediately like in suspense, like, oh, is he going to get there in enough time? Like, are they going to be able to stop this? I was definitely on the edge of my seat there. I was like, oh man, these stakes are getting raised. And my God, I loved that. I loved the whole idea of one crazy man being able to influence the weak-minded, even though it was just 500 people or so, enough of people that would make a difference and could cause some serious freaking harm and wreak some serious havoc. And boy, did they. But his entrance from the roof with all those little bombs, and he just comes down just like bam, and just starts kicking ass. Loved it. And then the realism of the fact that, yes, he's wearing Kevlar armor, so he's in a sense bulletproof. He's not going to die from these bullets. But after so many, especially in the midsection, dude, he is worn out. He is out of energy, and he's laying there. And Catwoman, she gets attacked and she's gonna die, it looks like, or could die or whatever. And he just injects himself with what I took as adrenaline. That's what I took it as. I know some people were like, oh, it could be venom. I took it as adrenaline. And just gets up and it's just like, "Rah!" Which was awesome, and just beats this guy to a pulp, and has to be basically restrained. And that is the moment when the guy takes off his mask and he's says that he is vengeance. That is the moment when you get the realization from Batman that he cannot act off of vengeance anymore. He can't do it. It's only going to lead you down a path like that, where what you care most about is vengeance and eye for an eye, and that's not right. Hey, thanks, man. And I love that. I love that. And then right after that, he sees as Gotham Square Garden is flooding that he's got to cut the the cord for this. I don't know exactly what it was, but big electrical fucking thing that's going to electrocute and kill a lot of people if it falls into the water. And he makes the sacrifice to cut it and, electrocute himself to save everyone below. And then very symbolically arises from the water from that the Batman, the symbol of hope, the symbol of safety, the protector of Gotham. No longer the person out for blood, for vengeance. He's a protector. And I genuinely felt that that was just beautifully, beautifully handled. And at first, the citizens don't trust him when he's trying to help them, and eventually they do. And it's this rebirth for him. It's this rebirth for the character. He is no longer, like I said, vengeance. He is the Batman, um, and he is hope, and he is Gotham's only hope. And I loved it. I loved the growth with this character. And I really loved that it didn't need to, it didn't need to have too much Bruce Wayne because this arc was all about the Batman. It wasn't a Bruce Wayne arc. We'll get more of that in the sequel, I'm sure, as he's begun to come to terms with comfortably the role of being the Batman. And then you'll get more of him coming to terms with being Bruce Wayne. So loved this movie. Loved everything about this movie. I could go on and on. It is a long movie. I've heard a lot of people say it needed to be 15, 20, 30 minutes shorter. I didn't feel that way. I don't mind long movies though, so long as they grab me, and this movie was grabbing me. I was very it threw me for a loop, this marketing. I really thought that the Riddler was going to get captured pretty early in the movie because the trailer, it's like the first scene in the trailer is him getting arrested. So I thought the Riddler was going to have this stuff put in motion, but he was going to be in Arkham, and it was unfolding like Jigsaw, like games, and Batman was going to be periodically going back and forth to Arkham to try to get answers, to try to stop things. The marketing really threw me for a loop with this. I got to give them credit. I really didn't expect the Riddler to not get captured till 2 hours into the movie. That was quite smart. I enjoyed that quite a bit. But yeah. I loved this movie, guys. For me, there's a tier of film that I just find I don't really know. It's untouchables. Like there's movies that are untouchables, and it's movies like Doctor Sleep, the original Halloween, and Dark Knight, and a lot movies like that. They're just untouchable. You can't touch them. They're god tier. The Batman has earned its spot as a god tier film. It is a 10 out of 10 for me. I loved this movie wholeheartedly. That would be cool, wouldn't it? With riddles by the Riddler himself. Yes. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. I just think that it's absolutely a brilliant movie. I think it's smart. I think it's well written. I think it's well paced. I think it's beautifully shot. I think it's beautifully acted. I think that it's a horror fan's dream comic book movie. It's dark, it's macabre, it's depressing. Yes, give me more of that. If you're a horror fan that isn't big into superhero movies, let me just tell you, this movie is worth it. I mean, it is all that in a bag of chips. You will enjoy it as a horror fan because it has a lot of similar tones and themes, and it feels dirty. And I like it. I like it a lot. So I loved this movie. It's my favorite portrayal of Batman. But here we go. This is the question that everyone is asking each other and keeps getting kicked around online, and I gotta address it. And I want to know in the chat right now, guys. And if you're watching back on the playback, let me know down in the comments. What is the best Batman movie? I want all of your answers before I give mine. And I want you to be true to yourself. Okay? I want you to take all things into account, all things into consideration. I don't want you to be a prisoner of the moment or to be too reliant on nostalgia. I just want you to look at the movies as a whole and go, as a film, what it means to me, what it accomplished. This is the best. Which is the best Batman movie? I guess that's the way I should word it. So Keith says The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight. So we got one vote for The Dark Knight. J-Dev with The Dark Knight Rises. You simply adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I really do enjoy it. Oh, let's see. Here we go. Christina, Dark Knight. Sam, the Batman or the Dark Knight Rises. Okay. Bill, the Batman. All right. Batman Begins. Okay. Kill count. You've never watched a Batman movie? You got to get on it. Got to get on it. Batman Begins, though. That is an interesting pick. You don't hear a lot of people say that. Ooh, Rudy. Rudy from the top rope with Batman Returns. Okay. All right. Dylan, the Batman is the best. Nailed Gotham. Pattinson's performance felt like it was ripped right out of the comics. That's all I need. Yeah. Okay. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about this because I don't want to be too much of a prisoner of the moment. God. All right. Let me say this. Let's parse this out, guys. Savoy says Batman Forever. Okay. Another very interesting one. Stick to your gut. Absolutely. Perfect blend of serious and silly, and the general storyline of broadcasting and media hits home to me. Yeah. Nice. I respect it. I respect the hell out of it. So let's get a few things straight. The Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker, is the greatest villain of Batman's ever on screen. Ever. Nobody's going to top that. It's just my opinion, yes, but I also feel like most people feel this way. And in rewatching the Dark Knight last week, I was just so blown away. I was so blown away all over again. Every time I watch that movie, I'm just blown away again. He's the best one. Christian Bale is a fantastic Bruce Wayne. Robert Pattinson is a better Batman, I think. I think he's a better Batman. Oh, the Dark Knight trilogy is directed gorgeously. Christopher Nolan. But there's something about the way Gotham looked in the Batman. There's something about the way it looked. I loved the color palette. The color grading was just so damn appetizing to my eye. But the score in the Batman is better than any Batman score, in my opinion. Any other Batman score, I think, is the best. Oh, man. I think that The Dark Knight is a cinematic masterpiece. I also think that The Batman is a cinematic masterpiece. The difference is The Dark Knight doesn't have all of the supporting acting, in my opinion, that the Batman has. What's up, Mike? How you doing, man? And what I mean by that, before you guys come at me in the live chat, there's some great characters in the Dark Knight. But I think a big complaint a lot of people have with the Dark Knight, if there is one, they did not flesh out Harvey Dent enough. They really didn't. They rushed that storyline. I feel like some of it is just that is the one fault I think of the Dark Knight is the handling of Two-Face. Not that it was poorly done, but that it just wasn't as fleshed out as it needed to be. And it's over like that. He's dead. It's like, wow, a very classic villain, just here and gone, just like that. I don't Rachel. Oh God, whether it's Maggie Gyllenhaal or whatever the actress's name is in Batman Begins that played the character of Rachel, I just no, not for me, I'm just not a big fan. But I love Commissioner Gordon. I think that all of the supporting characters in the Batman, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. All the supporting characters in the Batman, I think, are fantastic. The Penguin, complain about his acting. I dare you. You can't. Jeffrey Wright as Gordon, complain about his acting. I dare you. You can't. Paul Dano, the Riddler, complain about his acting. I dare you. You can't. I mean, I'll go on and on. All of these side characters, I feel like were brilliant. really well written, really well acted. I'm going the Batman. I'm going the Batman. I'm going to say it. Yeah, I'm going to say it. By the hair on my chinny chin chin. And I don't know. I feel pretty comfortable with that pick. JDev, I also preferred Katie Holmes to Maggie Gyllenhaal. I did not like Maggie Gyllenhaal in The Dark Knight. I just did not like her. I mean, it's just I don't know. Just wasn't a big fan. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Batman. I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna say the Batman. And if the tomatoes get thrown at me, so be it. You know, I don't really think that it should be a point of contention from us most people, regardless of where you land, because it's they're fantastic movies. It's like, do you like a 5-star restaurant or a 5.1-star restaurant? Like, wow, you like the 5-star better than the 5.1 or vice versa? I mean, you know what I mean? It is splitting hairs. It is really splitting hairs. I just feel, and thank you, Savoy. I do feel like I am being fair. I'm giving, because I'm not telling anyone what to think or what they should like or what. No, I'm simply just saying there are minor gripes with every movie, no matter how much we love the movie. And I just feel like I had less minor gripes about the Batman than I did about a movie like The Dark Knight. But again, we're talking about splitting freaking hairs. Keith, we talked about that a little bit. They intentionally didn't really give us a lot of Bruce Wayne, but I would go ahead and assume that he's going to probably cut his hair, or have a different type of hairstyle. Maybe bulk up a little bit for the next movie. I would not write off Pattinson as Bruce Wayne yet. And again, I think he was a fine Bruce Wayne. I think he was good. They just didn't give him a lot to do with that. This was more about the Batman. JDev, I don't know, man. I really don't think it will. I really don't. If anything, I'm going to like this movie more because I'll be able to look at different things now that I'm not really focusing too much on the riddles and the mysteries and the Easter eggs and all that. So I really do think I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay right there. That would, Christina. That would. Most people love The Dark Knight just because of Heath Ledger. That's very true. That is very true. I feel like some people do think it's sacrilege to not pick on The Dark Knight at all. And again, I'm one of those people. You know what I mean? I am one of those people. Up until this point, is my favorite Batman movie. So I was one of those people too. I was guilty of it as well. And there's nothing wrong with that, Rudy. Nothing wrong with that at all. I love Halloween 5. Come on. I just, we like what we like. So that is my review on the Batman, guys. We got into some spoilers. We got into some talk. Now for a few minutes, I want to open it up to you guys. Do you have any questions, comments, concerns? What do you want to say? I haven't seen the Lego Batman movie, but I've heard that a lot of people really liked that movie. Hey, that's dude, that's awesome, Bill. That is awesome. I am glad that you could find that from this movie. I mean, that is high praise. I just that's awesome, man. I'm so glad that you had that reaction and response to it. That is so cool. Yes, Rudy X. Yes, you guys. And did you hear? I'm excited to see X too. You know what I'm saying? Gonna be some gore. Gonna be some blood. Gonna be some TNA. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Did you hear about the secret prequel that they filmed back to back? That they showed a trailer for at South by So What? What? There's already a prequel? Yup, there's a prequel. There's a prequel. Have you seen Fresh on Hulu? I have not. I did not, Jason. I did not. But I still plan on it. Don't worry. Like when I'm on Hulu and shit, I'm like, I need to. I see it and I'm like, I need to do it. I need to do it. Hey, Christina, it's going to be on HBO Max in about 5 weeks. So if you don't want to, go see it in the theater again, and you just want to wait till you can watch it at home, mid-April, you'll be able to watch it at home. So you can wait till then. JDC, I thought the Batman was phenomenal. I did as well. Phenomenal. I have like a one clogged nostril, just one, and it's the right one. Okay, it's just clogged. I don't get it. Brooke, what's up, my man? The score for the Batman is actually one of my minor nitpicks for the film. The main beat got pretty repetitive. Oh, come on. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. But I get you. Hey, again, we're splitting hairs here because I think Hans Zimmer's score is great too. Yes, Christina, I'm very excited. I'm going to buy Scream 5. I'm going to get it. Very, very excited for it. Savoy, if you could watch one tomorrow, the new Batman or Halloween Ends, which would you pick? Yeah, is this working off of the assumption that I hadn't seen the Batman yet? I'm still going to say the Batman, even if I had seen it. Because I feel like there's a lot that Halloween Ends could get wrong. That kind of worries me. I'm worried. As much as I liked Kills, I am worried that they could mess this ending up. Whereas the Batman, it's Batman. I mean, Batman movies kick ass. I know I'm going to have a good time. Yeah, it did. I thought so too, Skills. The score was what made some of the scenes for me. Yes. Yeah, I love the score. I love the working in of Ave Maria in different parts of Giacchino's score. Like just little beats from Ave Maria in there. Not the full song, like original compositions by Giacchino that he would just sneak in little bits of Ave Maria and that we're like, what? Ave Maria. All right. I'm game. I'm down. Yeah. Like I said, guys, the floor is yours. Do you have questions? Do you have comments? I'm loving your guys' responses so far. Dave Gordon Green, wrong director for the Halloween trilogy. We'll see, Keith. We'll see. Because right now I'm at like one of them, on one of them. If Ends is like it, I'll say, okay, overall it was worth it. If I'm or don't like it, I will agree. Nope, it wasn't worth it. So Ends. Yeah, Ends is going to determine that for me. I don't know. I'm excited, but I mean, you guys know me. Look behind me, okay? Like, how much I'm into this. I'm terrified that they're going to mess this up. I really don't want them to mess this up, but I'm scared. That's the problem when you sell something as a definitive ending. You better stick the landing. You really better stick the landing. What made me the happiest? I took my daughter to see the Batman, and what made it better was love the movie as well, and she keeps talking. That's awesome. You guys share that passion for it. That kicks ass. Ends, man. Ends. A lot riding on Halloween Ends here, guys. There's a lot riding on Halloween Ends. A lot. I'm ready for it, though. I am ready. I'm scared. You guys scared? Someone hold me. Keith, do you think it is the last Michael movie? No. Not a chance. For now? Yeah. Not, but overall, no. Oh, God. Yeah, I would have thrown popcorn at him, man. Can't stand when people talk during movies. Pattinson and Wright or Bale and Oldman? God, Dylan, you dick. That is hard because I think I prefer Oldman over Wright, but I prefer Pattinson over Bale. I feel like that is an impossible question. Oh, God. God. I'll give you an answer, though. I'm not going to be that guy. I'll go Wright and Pattinson. I will. Because I feel like they're not going to make the mistake The Dark Knight Rises did, as much as I loved that movie, where they put Gary Oldman in a hospital bed for 90% of it. Come on. You wasted Gary Oldman. Oh, yeah, guys. So, Savoy, to your comments. I finally got the items from overseas for my updated Halloween collection video. So this Thursday, 2 days from today, I am recording it. I am recording my updated Halloween collection video for 2022. Let me tell you something, guys. There's a lot of shit, so it's going to be a long one. So, when it comes out, buckle up. I think the last one I did was over 30 minutes, probably like 33. We're probably looking closer to 40 this time. That's with cuts and everything, too. I mean, there's a lot, and I like to get in depth with each of these releases in case people don't have them. Man, I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the shelves of just the Halloween stuff, and this is going to be quite the task to take on. But I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. I mean, right now, while I'm on with you guys, I'm just going to I'm going to look at one shelf and see how many items are on it. 5. Got almost 40 on one shelf. Almost 40 on one shelf. And it takes up 3 shelves. So there's going to be a lot of shit. Right, you know? I'm moving this September. Yes, yeah. I'm moving this September. Gonna make sure I get a place with a finished basement. And that is gonna become my new horror domain, my den, my dungeon, where all the dirty shit happens. And by that, I just mean me watching a bunch of cut rate slasher movies. You know what? We'll see. No, I didn't, JDev. I didn't. I got a refund on it though because it took months, and yeah, I got a refund. I just need to buy a new one. Well, guys, I think that's going to wrap this up. Unless anybody got anything else they want to say, go ahead and leave a like on the stream if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it if you're new to the channel, or if you just watch me in passing and you haven't subscribed yet. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. What you waiting for? And I really loved this movie. I'm really happy that a lot of you guys loved it too. It seems like the general consensus is people really enjoyed the movie, whether it's their favorite Batman movie or not. That's not the point. I think that people are really going, I dug it. I dug it. And I love to hear that reaction and to see that reception. I really, really do. It's really cool when these types of movies aren't divisive. I like it, but I don't know. I guess I love divisiveness too. So, again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you Thursday with my updated Halloween collection video. And I'm signing off. Who am I? Who is signing off, you may ask? Huh. Wow. It's funny. Vengeance.